is Mr. Jones. Very nice to see you today. Please do make yourself nice and comfortable there. Now then, today we actually have something very special indeed, a very unique experience for you. I'm going to be asking you a lot of personal questions today, but also somebody else is going to be joining me, and they're going to be asking you personal questions too. Someone by the name of Mallow ASMR. Okay, perhaps you already know of her. She is an esteemed colleague of mine, okay, excellent at what she does. So today, things are going to be a little bit different. Probably, I think, I will ask you a few questions. Obviously, I'll write down your answers as you give them to me, and then I think I'll pass you over to my colleague Mallow ASMR, and she'll ask you a few questions, and we'll go back and forwards like that. Okay, I think that should be quite a nice, interesting, and relaxing experience for you. Okay, so without any more rubbish, any more talking about nonsense, let's begin asking some questions, shall we? Let me just get my pen though, before we begin, okay? We're going to be going with the purple pen today, of course. The purple pen, excellent choice. Right. Question number one. When you do something positive or helpful for other people, do you prefer private recognition or public praise? And why do you think that is? Okay, it's very interesting, very insightful as well. Okay, next question for you. What are your guilty pleasures? Interesting indeed. Okay, next question for you. Upon dying, if you had the choice to relive your life again or to live a different life entirely, which would you choose? interesting indeed.
I'm your psychologist, and today I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions to find out about your depression. Okay? So define the symptoms of your depression. No. Maybe you don't have any at all. No depression at all. That's why I want to ask you a couple of questions to find out you have symptoms or you don't have any. So relax. Most of people do not. Okay? Just relaxed. Okay. Try to reply as honest as possible. And the questions related to how you were feeling in the past 2 weeks. So, which means how often have you been bothered by any of the following problems? Okay, just focus and relax. I'm gonna write down every you answer so that I can keep it in my journal, and you reply just as I said, as honest as possible, and the answer should be from 1 to 4. 1 is not at all. Remember that. Number 2, for several days. Number 3, more than half a days. Okay. And number 4, for nearly every day. Okay. So I want to ask you about the symptoms, and you just reply. I repeat, not at all, several days, nearly half a days, and for nearly every day you had those symptoms. Okay, there you go. So, you ready, I guess? Okay. So you just say how often does the following problems bother you in the past 2 weeks? As I said, from 1 to 4. Okay, good. Question number 1. Okay. Did you have a little interest or pleasure in doing things? Not at all. 2. For several days, for more than half a days, and for nearly every day. Okay, good. I just make my notes, as I say. Question number 2. So, how often you are feeling down, depressed, or even hopeless? Yeah? In the past 2 weeks? Not at all. Several days, more than half a days, and nearly every day. Okay. Good. Great. Yes, you're ready for the next. Good. Next question. So you can just relax, okay? How often you had trouble falling or staying asleep, or even sleeping too much in the past 2 weeks? Okay? That's nice. Okay, so not so very like every day. Good. No worries. That is even a positive sign. Okay, a positive sign. Positive sign. Good. 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 Question number 4. Yes, it's all about the past 2 weeks. That's right. Good, exactly. Question number 4. Yeah, how often you were feeling tired or having like a little energy? Yeah, in the past 2 weeks. Fatigue. Yeah, do not think too much. Did you have like most of the time or not? In the past 2 weeks, poor appetite or even overeating? You noticed you ate so much? Not because of a hunger, not necessary. Okay? Good. Alright. Good. Good. Good.
Okay, excellent. My next question for you. Let's have a little look, shall we? Are you more likely
question number 6. Right? Good. You ready? Good. Question number 6. Yeah. How often in the past 2 weeks, I'll say in the past 2 weeks so that you just keep in mind, okay, you were feeling bad about yourself. Number 6. No, not necessarily that, or that you feel like you're a failure or miserable, or you have let yourself down and your family down and those your loved one, or those are close to you, or yes, in the past 2 weeks. I can remind you. Number 1 was not at all. Number 2 was for several days. Number 3 was for half those days in the past 2 weeks. And number 4 was nearly every day. Okay? Mm-hmm. Good. Nice. Good. Just relax. Relax. Okay? Relax. Did you had a trouble of concentrating on things, focusing, such as reading, for example, working, watching TV, newspaper, whatever, books? You had, as long as you had really trouble with concentrating yourself, concentration issue, so let me know. For 1 to 4. Yeah. Okay. Right. No worries. No. We even haven't finished yet, so relax. Focus. And relax. That is a perfect condition. Focused and relaxed. So the question number 8. Okay, you ready? It's a bit strange question, but don't take it personally, okay? So, did you notice or hadn't noticed in the past 2 weeks that you are moving or speaking unusually slowly? Like, even other people could have noticed that. Yeah? Or the opposite, being so fidgety or restless. Have you been moving around a lot more than usual? Okay. Yeah. Good. I see. Good. You ready for the question number 9? Good. Okay. In the past 2 weeks, yes. Good. Do you have thoughts, in the past 2 weeks that you will be better off dead or hurting yourself in some way? Okay. Good. I see. No worries. No. Not yet. Okay. So if you experience any of the problems above, so how difficult have they made it for you to do your work, take care of yourself and others, and doing things at home. Yeah. Get along with other people, just being social and having a normal life. How difficult? From 1 to 10? Okay. No, I'm just trying to understand, so no worries. Okay. You can just close your eyes, it's okay. Just relax. We are not done yet. No. I have still short questions, okay? A couple of them. It'll be fine. You can just sit back and relax. Focus on your breathing. That's right. There you go.
Okay. Next question for you. Let's have a look. Where are we now? How did you meet your best friend? Very good. Okay. Next question for you. If you had a free plane ticket, where would you like to go? Very good. Interesting. Okay. My next question for you. Let's have a look now, shall we? Aside from the job that you have now, what sort of work would you like to do? Okay, very good. Let's see now. Next question for you. Where am I? I've lost my place. Let's see. Okay, what is your favorite part of your daily routine? That sounds very good indeed.
Now is the second part of our questionnaire. That is, you can reply from 1 to 4. 1 is never. Okay. 2 is for sometimes. And 3, frequently. Okay. And number 4 is for almost always. You ready? These are simple questions, but very helpful in our CBT process, so let's begin with that, okay? Just close. Yeah, you can close your eyes. It will help you to focus, concentrate yourself, and relax yourself a bit more with eyes closed. So maybe it's a better one to do it. Okay. Yes, from 1 to 4. Question number 1, you ready? Good. You feel pleasant? Oh yeah, that was a question. 1 is never, 2 is sometimes, 3 is frequently, and 4 almost always. And the past 2 weeks, yeah. The same. Okay. Yeah. Good. No, it's nice. Lovely. No worries. Okay. The next question. You feel nervous and restless? Okay. Past 2 weeks, right? Okay. Good. Relax. It's good. No, you're doing great. Just doing great, okay? Good. We are soon done with the session. Just reply please to questions and then the next question. You ready? Great. You feel satisfied with yourself? Yeah, how often? How often do you feel or you think the following? That is a basic question. It's a basic question. Yeah. With the past 2 weeks, yes, within the past 2 weeks. Feel satisfied with yourself? Frequently, that's nice. Good, that's great. It's really good. It's good. Good. Okay, you wish you could be as happy as others seem to be. Yeah, in the past 2 weeks. Okay. Okay. The next question. You ready? Okay, there you go. Yeah, in the past 2 weeks, how often you feel or think like that, okay? You feel like a failure? Okay, that was a question, yes. Okay. Good. Good. Doing great. Okay, here you go. How often in the past 2 weeks you feel rested? Or you feel? Okay. Great. Okay. The next question. Okay. You ready? Okay. Yeah. How often in the past 2 weeks you feel calm, cool, and collected? Yeah. Lovely. Good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Good. Ready? You feel that difficulties piling up so that you cannot overcome them. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I can remind you. Number 1 was whenever. Number 2 for sometimes. 3 for frequently. Number 4 is almost always. Okay. Good. Right.
Okay, my next question for you. Let's see. What is something that you know a lot about? That's very good indeed. Sounds like you are knowledgeable. Okay, let's have a look now. Next question for you. What do you keep hidden from everybody else? It's quite scandalous. Quite scandalous indeed. Okay, let's just have a little look now. What is our next question? Next question is, have you ever won an award, and what was it for? Wow, that's impressive. Very impressive indeed. Okay, my next question for you. Are you currently happy with your personal life? I see. Very good. Okay.
Okay, the next question. You ready? Nice. How often in the past 2 weeks, you feel or you are thinking like you worried too much over something that really doesn't matter? Yeah, as honest as possible, please. Because that is helpful for you. it will be helpful if you'll be just as honest as possible, open-minded as possible. Right? Alright. Okay. There you go. Okay. Okay. Next. How often in the past 2 weeks you were feeling happy? Okay. Really happy, truly. It's not so difficult. Okay. It can be even just small thing. That's not necessary anything big event should be happening or things like that. So just reply as honest as possible and I'm ready to. Good. Great. Good. 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 Okay. There you go. How often in the past 2 weeks you had disturbing thoughts? Intrusive thoughts, for example. Yes, from 1 to 4. Okay. Okay. Yeah, pretty simple. So, the next question. Yeah. You lack self-confidence in the past 2 weeks as well. Good. The next question. How often in the past 2 weeks you felt secure? Okay. Yeah. There you go. Good. Yeah, we're almost done. Okay, just some questions still remain, but we're almost done. You're doing absolutely great. Okay, you're doing amazing. Good. Okay, question. Next question. Good. You make decisions easily? Oh yeah, in the past 2 weeks. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1 or never. Good. 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 Next question. You feel inadequate? No, it's not about you. It's just a question. Okay, without any judgment. Okay. Good. That's a nice reply. Okay. The next. You are content? in the past 2 weeks. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, could be. Mm-hmm. No worries. No worries. Good. Great. The last question, and you can relax, okay? We're done for today's session. Good. Some unimportant thoughts run through your mind and bothers you. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's normal, yeah. Mm-hmm. Good. That's great. Yeah, we're done. We're done for today. You did amazing work. Well done. Just relax. I'll see you in the next session, okay? Good. Have a nice day. Thank you for coming.
My next question for you. Which of your possessions could you not live without? Wow, very good indeed. My next question for you. When was the last time you cried and why? I see. Okay, my next question for you. What is the one thing that you feel you can never outgrow? Very interesting. Okay. My next question for you. What foundations need to be in place for a relationship to be successful? so much for answering all those questions today. You did absolutely excellently well. I enjoyed my time with you, and I'm sure that Mallow ASMR also enjoyed her time with you as well. Okay, and I hope that you enjoyed your time with both of us. Okay, so perhaps we'll see you again in the future. Maybe we can ask you some more questions, or